107 years ago.
You are now listening to
The Red Dot.
We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. You're a lying dog-faced Tony soldier. You said you were.
There are known knowns. There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know, we don't know.
Hey, so what's up with this jetpack, man? Let me hear it, Dingo.
I don't fucking know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, okay, well, what if I were to tell you, Dingo, there was something weird going on in L.A.?
Because that narrows it down. No, okay, there was. And I have the article right here for you.
Uh-huh.
So there's been multiple reports of this guy who's been flying around with the jetpack. And, you know, for years, everybody was like, jetpacks can't happen. You'll burn the back of your legs off. Like, it can't happen. Nope, this guy's been spotted multiple times. So
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
So here we have it. This was on July 28th outside of the Los Angeles International Airport, also known as LAX. If you've never been there, then you obviously don't travel.
No.
Another suspected sighting of a jetpack man, quote unquote. According to reports, a pilot flying near the airport alerted air traffic control, which passed along the information to other pilots on KABC TV of Los Angeles. I imagine that's the poor people's news channel. Officials with the Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA, confirmed that a report had been made. A Boeing 747 pilot reported seeing an object that may have resembled a jetpack 15 miles east of LAX at 5,000 feet altitude. Out of an abundance of caution, air traffic controllers alerted other pilots in the vicinity. Multiple similar sightings were reported near LAX last year, and last December, another jetpack traveler was spotted at around 3,000 feet. So their technology is getting better. That's what we need to take from this. Is they're gaining altitude. Some investigators have suggested the sighting may have been a drone, but if you saw the video, it's not a fucking drone.
So
unless it's a drone carrying a human.
So, and this is the thing.
In which case, it's a jetpack.
We're not going to watch the video here, but I will in the YouTube version of this recording. The video will be there, and we just won't have the commentary.
Well, here's what I think's hilarious. So we're getting this from one of those real squishy left-wing outlets. Which,
Fox News is left
very left and very squishy. But both the FAA and the FBI have investigated past sightings because of the, quote, potential hazard a jetpack flyer would pose to the aircraft. Unquote. I'm sorry. I think that dude's in trouble if he gets hit by a 747 while he's flying around with his jetpack.
Into the engine.
I think the plane will be fine.
What I like is in that article when you're reading it is the guy said resembles a man.
Resembles a man.
Yeah. No, you know if a man.
It's a fucking dude
flying through the air.
All right, you know what he's doing right there is the pilot was thinking about his career. He's like, do I want to get drug tested today? No. It resembles a man. It might be a guy flying around out here in a jetpack. Anyway.
You know, what's crazy is I remember hearing these, reading these stories when it was first coming out. And like,
I remember you reading these stories when they first came out.
But like, what's interesting is they still don't know who the fuck this person is. And it's Elon Musk, dude. You know, Elon Musk probably created this shit and is just zipping around the LA area just to confuse people because he thinks it's fucking funny. That's what I think. That's who I'm thinking it is. It's just fucking Elon Musk being a rich dude because he knows how to fucking create jetpacks and hasn't said anything to us yet because he wants to keep it to himself.
I mean, I could see that, especially considering how many tendrils we have reached out to him to plug Tesla. We've tried to be like, hey man, we're an advertising route. We can take your shitty brand and like make it better. And he hasn't reached back. And I think you're right. Maybe it's because he's covering up that he is the jetpack man.
That's exactly why.
Oh,
Anyways,
he's the Doge father. Like, look how well that's going. Like, no.
yeah, we sink a lot
He
of
needs
money
us.
into that.
He needs us.
Well, welcome everyone. We are the Red Dots.
The what?
You know who we
I thought
are.
this was Tornhub.
No.
God damn it.
No plugging Tornhub right now. That's later. I'm Scrap, and I'm here with my co-host Dingo.
Yo.
And we are joined by our audio engineer, Shorty.
What's up?
So, today's show, we will be talking about the vaccinated,
Gross.
Cuomosexual,
Hot.
and we pop tops to Sean Penn. Anyways.
You were waiting.
I was.
Nope.
So let's jump right into this, man. So,
All right.
Before I jump into this, I first want to say thank you for listening and watching our YouTube episodes. We appreciate it. Now, I knew the kind of content that we talk about was probably going to raise some flags for YouTube. But since we were a small show, I didn't think it was going to happen this fast. But I was wrong. We just got flagged for medical misinformation through YouTube. Now, it's a warning. It's not a hard strike. So we just get a little slap on the hand and they take the video down. So what I did is I'm recording what should be the segment that they took our YouTube episode down for medical misinformation. The segment was called The Vaccinated. We talked about a video that is on YouTube. It's all over YouTube. But since we showed it and we broke it down, they didn't like that. I don't know. Anyways, and then further through that segment, after we get done watching the video, we kind of break down what we thought were the interesting points from that video. And then shortly after that, we jump into a connecting article that was written by The Hill, which is a respectable news outlet. So I appealed the warning and told them we were just commenting on a video that is all over YouTube, and also sent them the article that we were talking about. They still said, no, we're not going to reinstate your video. So fuck them. What I'm going to do is just put this over that, so that way you guys can still hear the rest of the video. The segment Cuomosexual is really hilarious, and then Poppin' Tops is hilarious too. If you want to hear the full version of this episode, go check it out on Spotify. This kind of sucks. I didn't think it was going to happen this soon, but you know what? When you're trying to bring the truth, the man's there to keep you down, huh? Well, anyways, enjoy the lame version of this episode, because the vaccinated segment was actually really interesting, and we kind of broke down some stuff that people are having questions of themselves. And we didn't think it was misleading people medically, but I guess YouTube thinks otherwise. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the episode, guys. If you want to check out the full episode, head to Spotify, Apple, or Google, because obviously they don't care. I don't know. Enjoy. So, before we jump into the next segment, we have done this podcast long enough that we have news updates now, Dingo.
Oh my God, we have news updates?
We have news updates, bro.
We're going to update like past episodes?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Gangster.
We still can't get anybody to fucking email us about questions.
No, that's a lie. We get questions all the time. Thank you guys always for your fan mail. We get so much fan mail, it's hard to find the questions.
Yeah,
we got to dig through it.
We're constantly sifting through it so that way we can start doing a segment of fan mail.
It's terrible. So he's got a focused inbox, whereas I have the regular inbox, and it's still just overflowing. Thanks, Lindsey Graham.
So this is a story we covered a couple episodes ago. I think this segment was called The Texas Flea, which Dingo did a great little piece.
Yeah,
artwork.
You should go look. It's the business as usual where we pop tops to Biz Marquee.
And this is what we plug. thereddots.com.
Episode 15.
So the segment was about several Democrats fleeing Texas via planes to D.C. in a way to stop the piece of legislation voting rules in Texas. So the Texas Supreme Court ruled state Democrats can be arrested and brought to the state capitol for sentencing. This is pulled from The Hill. It states, quote, the Texas Supreme Court ruled that state Democrats who fled to Washington, D.C. to block the passage of a GOP-backed election overhaul bill can be arrested and brought back to the state capitol.
To be hung.
Yes. The ruling from the High Court comes hours after Texas Governor Greg Abbott, R., and State House Speaker Dade Phelan,
I mean, how Dade are you feeling?
asked the court to block an order from a Travis County judge stopping the state from exercising its authority to arrest the lawmakers. The Republican wanted the court to overturn the order by 5 p.m. Ron Aziz, a spokeswoman for Abbott, said in a statement to The Hill that the court, quote, swiftly rejected the dangerous attempt by Texas Democrats to undermine our Constitution and avoid doing the job they were elected to do. We look forward to the Supreme Court upholding the rule of law and stopping another stall tactic by the Texas Democrats, end quote. More than 50 House Democrats fled to D.C. in early July to deny the GOP a quorum in an effort to block the election overhaul bill that critics say amounts to voter suppression, which fuck them. Like, it's not voter suppression. The measure would ban around-the-clock voting centers, voting facilities in outdoor structures, and straight ticket voting, which I don't know what straight ticket voting is.
You got your ticket, you hand it to somebody.
Okay. Well, there we go. Thanks, Dingo.
Yo.
It would also limit the use of ballot drop boxes, which were used heavily during the coronavirus pandemic, which I think a ballot drop box should be on government premises, not anywhere else other than just a government premise.
You know, and it usually is. If you look at our hometown, it's always out in front of the police station.
Well, no, so like in there were some states, dude, that were doing drop boxes, like next to fucking mail. Like where you would walk over
like a mailbox.
Yeah, down the street on the block and just drop off your mail at.
Well, let me say this about this. First off, what the Democrats did is essentially a filibuster for a state.
Yeah.
So, okay, they're like, oh, well, we could take over the House floor and not give you a chance to debate. Mm-hmm. That's a filibuster. Instead, they left the House floor and went away so that they couldn't present a debate. And this is just part of how democracy works. And I kind of feel like this whole, we're going to take them to court and we're so angry, is kind of like a shit thing to do for the Republicans.
You know,
I mean, like, what?
And this is also the thing, is since you say that, I don't think anything's going to come out of it.
Absolutely not.
They're not.
There's no way. Because
they're not going to fucking jail them.
Because it's ridiculous.
No, and this is going to be the thing. If they do jail them, holy shit.
But no, if they jail them, you might as well, like, Texas really is going to secede from the union. Like, this is it. This is the end. That being said, the bill that they are so fervent against even communicating about in the Texas legislature.
Yeah.
They're so brainwashed about like what it means for a democracy to have trustworthy votes.
Yeah.
Like, it's so backwards. Their reason for fleeing, yes, you had every right to do that. Yes, it's a very clever way of like preventing something from passing, but dude, get the hell back there. Get your head outside of who's ever's
Voice
ass.
your concerns so that way they know your concerns and maybe you guys can rewrite something.
And maybe quit siding just with your party.
Yeah.
And actually think for yourself and not be a stupid fucking sheep, because that's what you guys are, leading a bunch of stupid fucking sheep.
Government fucking shills, bro.
Dude, both sides. Both
Yes,
sides.
both
You
sides,
got
yeah.
Republican sheep and you got Democrat sheep, and then you got sheep and sheep in government who are being led by the whip and the House chairman and the president and the vice president. That's it. And everybody just wants power, and it's also fucking stupid. We're just seeing sheep following sheep.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn shame.
Yeah, it is.
I cannot wait for this next segment. It's so good.
Well, that little segue there was getting to the next segment. The king of segues, Dingo.
You better read it like it's written.
God damn it. Soon to be former Governor Andrew Cuomosexual announced that he is resigning. Was that good enough?
Yeah, that's good. Keep it up.
This statement is linked to a possible impeachment for multiple sexual harassment accusations.
Hold on.
God
Okay,
damn
keep
it.
going.
The state attorney general said Cuomosexual had sexually harassed 11 women. Cuomosexual said in a statement, quote, "Given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let the government get back to governing. Therefore, that's what I'll do." End quote. Good for you, Cuomosexual. No, you said you want to always start a slow clap, Dingo.
Always slow. I like to keep it Cuomosexual when I do it slow.
He is handing over his position to his deputy lieutenant governor, Kathy Hochul. I think that's how you say her last name.
Probably.
Yeah. She will be the first female governor for the New York State, which sucks because it's kind of like it was handed to her kind of thing. It's not really a legitimate.
A vote by the people.
Which sucks. But anyways, good for her. All she has to do now is not touch anyone Cuomosexually, and she'll be better than Andrew Cuomosexual.
That's amazing. Look how easy that is. So if I don't touch anybody Cuomosexually, could I compete with her to be Lieutenant Governor Cuomosexual of New York?
I think you would have to live in New York for a little bit, Dingo.
And be a Cuomosexual. It's 2021.
Yes, it is. You see, at one point, the Democrats had a hard-on for Cuomosexual.
They were all Cuomosexual.
From the political leaders of the party all the way to the constituents of the party, Cuomosexual was held on the same pedestal as Fauci.
Sexual.
They celebrated his handling of COVID in its early stages, which, in hindsight, his policy in handling of COVID was a disaster. All you have to do is look at the way he tried to scrub COVID hospitalizations by sticking infectious patients in nursing homes.
Which we've been saying was bullshit
Yes,
since the start.
yes, and we talked about it many times.
Many times.
They blindly follow this fuck. These are the same people that make fun of Republicans because of their belief in President Trump. But the best of their party do the same things that they accuse Trump of. They said Trump sexually assaulted that prostitute. That was false. Andrew Cuomosexual has 11 sexual harassment charges against him. They say Trump is a racist because he said the white supremacists at the Charlottesville protests were fine people, which is a lie. He never said that. That was an edited clip done by the media. Here's a clip of the Young Turks doing just that.
Really?
Yeah.
Now remember, you have to pronounce this in American. Kank Uyghur. That is
Yeah.
just like it's spelled.
All right.
Donald Trump got a lot of criticism after the violence broke out in Charlottesville, Virginia. And he originally said that, hey, there's violence on both sides. Later on, he finally released a statement 48 hours later condemning the white supremacists who carried out the acts of violence. However, now it seems like he's taking that statement back. In fact, he believes that there are members of the alt-right that are wonderful people.
On both sides, sir? You said there was hatred, there was violence on both sides.
Well, I do think there's blame. Yes, I think there's blame on both sides. You look at both sides. I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either. And if you reported it accurately, you would say.
Neo-Nazis started this. They showed up in Charlottesville. They showed up in Charlottesville to protest.
Excuse me, they didn't put themselves down as you. And you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name.
All right, Anna, I have a thought on this too. This guy is so fucking done. So you're telling me that you're going to tell the American people, those guys who showed up with Klan torches to support a Confederate statue, if it was just a Confederate statue, yes, that's your portion of Trump's base who's like, yeah, Confederacy's awesome, Southern heritage, whatever, right? And they don't want to complete the thought. What was the Confederate heritage all about? I know that's a decent chunk of the American people. But then you had the guys with swastikas, you had the guys showing up with Klan outfits, you had the guys who were white nationalists, white supremacists. It was unite the right of all the loathsome things on the right.
I'm sorry, where were those people?
If that's Trump's version of the right wing.
No, the neo-Nazis.
I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of right-wingers in America who go,
they were there?
No, I didn't sign up for that. I'm not going to a Klan rally with torches.
Are they talking
about
January 6th?
And he just put me in the same group.
No,
is he saying that I'm part of that? No. So look, I'm not as, he's way worse to the right wing than I am, which is amazing. Because I actually think that there's a decent chunk of the right wing that doesn't believe in that at all. But he thinks that's you guys. He thinks that rally was uniting the right. That, oh yeah, I mean, you got the Klan and the Nazis, and you got the good guys like the white nationalists.
No, uniting the right with the left, you dumbass.
No, man, this guy's supporting Nazis. This is crazy. He's gone, man. This is not America. If I'm wrong about that, and it turns out America is pre-World War II Germany, well, then we're all screwed. But I don't think so. I think we're a way better country than that.
Actually,
and even a majority of the right wingers.
That's the way it was.
We're gonna at some point raise their hand and go, I'm not part of the freaking Klan.
You know what? Fuck Cenk Uygur.
Kank.
Is it Kank?
Spelled with a C before anything. That's a hard C.
Well, he spelled his name wrong.
Yeah, if it's not Cenk Uygur, then you're not using the Latin alphabet, right?
Yeah, you're very true.
Cenk Uygur.
I like your logic here.
Yeah. So quit putting T's before S's, you sons of bitches. You can't do that.
So they took Trump's statement way out of context. If you don't believe me, here's the actual clip.
You're putting what you're calling the alt-left and white supremacists on the same moral plane.
I'm not putting anybody on a moral plane. What I'm saying is this. You had a group on one side and you had a group on the other, and they came at each other with clubs, and it was vicious, and it was horrible, and it was a horrible thing to watch. But there is another side. There was a group on this side, you can call them the left, or you've just called them the left, that came violently attacking the other group. So you can say what you want, but that's the way it is.
It's on both sides, sir. You said there was hatred, there was violence on both sides.
Well, I do think there's blame. Yes, I think there's blame on both sides. You look at both sides. I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either. And if you reported it accurately, you would say.
Neo-Nazis started this. They showed up in Charlottesville. They showed up in Charlottesville to protest.
Excuse me, they didn't put themselves down as you. And you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name. Well, no, George Washington was a slave owner. Was George Washington a slave owner? So will George Washington now lose his status? Are we going to take down, excuse me, are we going to take down statues to George Washington? How about Thomas Jefferson? What do you think of Thomas Jefferson? You like him? Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue? Because he was a major slave owner. Now we're going to take down his statue. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. Now, in the other group also, you had some fine people, but you also had troublemakers, and you see them come with the black outfits and with the helmets and with the baseball bats. You had a lot of bad people in the other group too.
Unfairly, sir, I'm sorry. I just didn't understand what you were saying. You were saying the press has treated white nationalists unfairly?
No.
I just didn't understand what you were saying.
No. There were people in that rally, and I looked the night before. If you look, there were people protesting very quietly the taking down of the statue of Robert E. Lee. I'm sure in that group there were some bad ones. The following day it looked like they had some rough, bad people. Neo-Nazis, white nationalists, whatever you want to call them. But you had a lot of people in that group that were there to innocently protest, and very legally protest, because, you know, I don't know if you know, they had a permit. The other group didn't have a permit. So I only tell you this, there are two sides to a story. I thought what took place was a horrible moment for our country, a horrible moment. But there are two sides to the country. Does anybody have a final?
You can stop it there, Shorty. No.
Wow.
Yeah, man. You know, it's...
He sounds like the same fucking thing that we've been saying the whole goddamn time.
Yeah. You know,
I'm ashamed that I haven't seen that clip until now.
And that's just the thing, dude, is the media has taken that statement that he gave there, and they only show that one little portion that makes him sound like
they spin it.
Oh yeah, it made it sound like he was a racist and shit. But it's like, but that's the media's.
That's the left. That's the only way they can win.
And that's what
they're
most
fucking
of the big
stupid.
media is all left, you know. And you got Fox and fuck Fox. Anyways.
Well, and Fox is stupid too. I mean, like, nobody really represents either side very well.
No. And that's why we're here, Dingo, because we're here to represent.
Well, you know what, man? You know what I would love to see? I would love to see, and there's no way you could do it, because how could you fucking legislate it? Because somebody would have to be on the oversight board.
Yeah.
But I would love to see a law put in place that says if you don't report facts, you don't have a job.
Yeah.
And that would just put me and you out of a business. But like, whatever. Like, fuck it. I would love to see some way for information to be legally mandated to be true and unbiased.
Yeah. Well, then, but that's what NPR was supposed to be. But then they started doing advertisements.
Well, they go both ways too, though.
Yeah.
It depends on what show is playing at the time.
Yeah, it's very
which
true.
is cool, because they don't give any bias to
Yeah.
like who. Oh yeah, you might be a little right leaning. That's fine. You got a show.
Easy.
Oh, you're a little left leaning. That's cool. You got a show. Here you go.
Yeah.
Which is neat, but what we have here is a monopoly both in the House of the people and in the media.
Yeah.
Of one side that has decided that the other side are demons.
Yeah.
And it's the same fucking thing that happened in Germany 80 years ago.
Yeah, you're not wrong. What were we going to say, Shorty?
These are the source of all of your problems.
Oh, what's going on?
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you're squeaky.
Anyways, when the Democrats are blatantly racist, it gets reported nonchalantly by the media and swept under the rug. For example, Sheldon Whitehouse, Senator of Rhode Island, was questioned in 2017 by Go Local Providence, a local publication in Providence, about his membership at Bailey Beach Club, which does not allow minorities in its ranks because fuck minorities, right?
Never heard of them. What are minorities?
Sheldon sidestepped the question and said, I think it would be nice if they changed a little bit, but it's not my position, end quote. In June of this year, he was confronted again about this club and its racist rules. He apologized for its rules, but said it's a long tradition. Let's watch a clip.
You're a clip.
Yeah, whatever. At least I don't got a clit.
He said clip with a P, I swear.
Okay. A little close. Okay. Back in 2017, you had expressed concerns about the membership of the all-white Bailey's Beach Club, said that you hoped it would become more diverse. Now, your family's been members. Your wife is one of the largest shareholders. Has there been any traction in that? Are there any minority members of the club now?
I think the people who are running the place are still working on that, and I'm sorry it hasn't happened yet.
Do you have concerns in 2021? I mean, obviously, it's been 4 years. You had remarks on the floor following the death of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd saying, hoping to root out systemic racism in the country. Your thoughts on an elite, all-white, wealthy club, again, in this day and age? Should these clubs continue to exist?
It's a long tradition in Rhode Island, and there are many of them.
He should have been like, are you trying to ban Jews?
So you see, this is the thing.
That's very anti-Semitic of her.
So and this is the
no,
thing
that's
is,
fucked up.
No,
I can't believe that's still like a normal thing.
Yeah, and I like his when she came up and was talking to him, gonna ask him questions. He was all about it, and then once
I like
she
that he
brought
didn't
that
just
up,
shut her down and walk away.
Well, no, it's not.
Right.
Yes, that, but what he did was once he heard the question she was going to ask him, his face just turns and he's just like, oh fuck. And
Here we go again.
Yes,
it was definitely not his first time.
No. Yeah, man, but it's kind of hard to believe that there's still clubs that do that. Well, I don't know if it's hard to believe, but it just seems weird in 2021. That
it does. It does.
Seems weird.
It's like the other day when I tried to go to a Black Panthers meeting and I just got laughed out, and they told me I couldn't even take my coffee and donut with me. It was very discriminating. So I walked across the street to the women's rights thing that was going on, and same thing. At least they let me take the donut, though. They were like, yeah, okay, take the donut. But it was like, what the fuck? Trying to stand up for things I believe in here. Black power, women's rights.
Fuck. Anyways,
well,
just for the sake
make
of
a good point, though, huh?
Just for the sake of ending this segment, I won't go too deep into the Russian collusion allegations, but just to give you the tip.
Just the tip.
What was said is Trump was an illegitimate president because the Russians helped him win. And that was entertained for 3 years. But we can't say that Biden possibly lost.
Bro, you're going to get us taken off of YouTube. Get out of here. You can't say that shit, okay?
Anyways.
Me and you are going to this women's rights meeting, and we're going to steal all the donuts and coffee, and then we're going to walk across the street to the Black Panthers, okay? But don't you dare insinuate that our great and worthy President Biden somehow stole the election.
Former Vice President Biden. Anyways, it's going to be interesting to see if this goes to trial.
Snap.
And if it does go to trial, man, I hope I'm hoping this goes to trial for Andrew Cuomo so we can sit down and fucking talk about this shit and go through the trial like we did with George Floyd in the first episode and do it better because we're better podcasters now. But
I mean, I think we're better than most. I think we're better than most.
But anyways, let's close this shit out, Dingo. We have some poppin' tops to do before we end this segment.
Oh, you ready to pop into the tops?
Yes, I'm ready to pop into the tops.
Pop into the top, bro. We're gonna pop into the top. Let me tell you what we got for popping into the tops today. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I thought this was fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Conan O'Brien and Sean Penn went a little right leaning on their last show, or on Conan O'Brien's last show that he so gracefully let some no name like Sean Penn onto.
Who the fuck is Sean
Never
Penn?
Fucking heard of him.
He's not like an Academy Award-winning actor. Or
I think
like
he's
that, right?
a voice actor for Disney. I'm not totally sure who he is.
He works for Adult Swim?
Probably. If he hasn't yet, he will. But anyway, so they describe cancel culture. I kind of have an issue with the definition, with the nomenclature of this new thing being cancel culture.
Uh-huh.
I think cancel culture is innately negative. I don't think it describes the problem at all. I think what you have is, on one side, you have people who have been living a certain way for a long time, and on the other side, you have whiny little bitches.
Yeah.
And I don't
They
think
wanna be part of
cancel
something.
culture explains that in any way, shape, or form that's fair for either side. I think really what you need to be saying is you got people who are living their lives not bothering anybody, because the ones who are bothering people with the way they're living their lives absolutely deserve to be canceled, right?
Yeah.
But you got these people who said something 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago, and you have 15-year-old nobody thinking that he's got some balls on Facebook. So really, I think it should be like maybe something like, I don't know, derp culture. I mean, like,
well, and the thing is, it is like if you said something 10 years ago on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and somebody goes and looks for it, it's like, you have changed as a person. Those aren't the same thoughts.
If you have to dig through my history to find dirt on me, it means I'm not acting a fool right now.
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. So, but just the whole idea of cancel culture, both Conan O'Brien and Sean Penn spoke out about it, and they just basically deemed it unacceptable. So I got a couple quotes for you here. So O'Brien didn't name names. Most likely was talking about Stephen Colbert.
He probably was.
But he hammered comedians who, quote, don't want to be funny anymore, unquote.
Yeah.
So here's Conan O'Brien right here. I know people in comedy, people who do the job that I do, that feel like there's so much that's happening that doesn't feel funny, that they feel like it's their job to speak out about those things. And I think, yeah, that's great. But it's easy for that to just turn into anger and outrage, and then you're not funny. You feel like you're losing your way as a comedian. And I think that's what is getting so tricky right now. The job is this. Quote, how can I reflect some of what's happening around me, but also for me? I just know that I serve at the altar of silliness and comedy, and that is what I need to try to get back to. That's what I need. That's where my strength comes from, and that means that I have to be honest with you. There are times when the news is such that I feel like my comedy can't have anything to do with it. And some people might say, well, that's a cop-out. Well, I say you should make your comedy about what's happening right now. And I just think, frankly, I don't have that ability. There are times when it's embarrassing to be in show business. Anyway, that's Conan O'Brien crying to Sean Penn. Best recreation I could do for you guys. But anyway, at one point, Penn even interrupts him. He's like, O'Brien's saying, I'll just do a quote. Okay, so O'Brien is like, empathy is a very important word, and also forgiveness, both important words. Wow, look at that. Who'd have thought? Mm-hmm. This whole concept of cancel culture is, quote, we found that somebody did something wrong in 1979 that is now inappropriate, and they're dead to us, unquote. And I think, and then Penn's just like, it's ludicrous. And O'Brien's like, I love that artist. Okay, no, he didn't say that, but he's like, what happened? Let's talk about that now. People can be forgiven if they even need forgiving. But what happened to that? It feels very Soviet kind of sometimes. They really start getting into the depth of the in the loss of the individualist culture and the movement into the conglomerate culture that we're really looking at, which, by the way, lefts, is called fascism. Oh my gosh. Is that what that actually is? Y'all drop that word and you think you know what it means. Fascism, the movement of the group and the sacrifice of individual rights.
And also, fascism rides very heavily on socialist aspects.
Yeah. Welcome to the real world. Go read a fucking Webster dictionary. That's coming straight from O'Brien and Sean Penn. So now we have experts on our side because they're both experts on sociology. That's all they've ever done. Comedic sociology. Anyway, I thought that was really cool and you know, they took their blinders off and they opened their minds and they said some things that were unifying. And I thought that deserved popping some tops too, because Conan O'Brien is, I mean, he's left. He loves his Democrats. He loves his government programs and what they do for the people when they're working. And I just thought it was awesome that he's like, yeah, but this whole idea that like we should be pitted against each other is like stupid.
They took a step to the right.
Exactly. And the fact that Sean Penn, one of our freaking Hollywood legends, like got behind him and said that too. I was just like, finally, that's a breath of fresh freaking air.
Will they ever admit that they were stepping onto the right a little bit? No.
I don't think so. I think they were stepping into the libertarian side of things where it was like, whoa, we're not at war, guys. We just disagree. And that's what I feel like they were really saying.
Well, most of the libertarian side of it agrees with the right side. I think myself takes it a little too far.
If you had asked me 10 years ago when Bush won the election, I would be very much against the Republican side of things, because it was the same thing going on then. Now, although not nearly as bad.
It's funny how the hourglass turned, huh?
Oh gosh, it switches back and forth.
Yeah,
if you look through history,
turned.
Oh yeah. It's always the Democrats who are on the evil side, though. You notice that?
Yeah. But anyways, Dingo, let's pop these tops.
All right, poppers the toppers. Here's to you, Mr. Conan O'Brien, for picking the right guest on your show. And Sean Penn for just being an amazing actor.
Well, you can find us, the Red Dots.
The Red Dots.
At reddots.com. We have links to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I would say all that jazz, but I want to say we have links to our fucking YouTube. Go check it out.
Yeah, there's stuff on it. There's fucking stuff on it. Tornhub.
Awesome.
Tornhub comes out Monday, bitches.
Yes, and
go check it out.
Let's plug that. So Tornhub, it's fun. Monday. This will be out before Monday, but it'll release before this podcast. Me and Dingo get to hang out, be random, and talk about a fucking video game we like to fucking play all the time.
Which we keep telling you need to come join us on.
Yes.
It's amazing. Just go to the website, thereddots.com, scroll to the bottom. It says right there, play Torn with us, you noobs. That's what you click. Click that. I get money for you doing it, and then I will send you money in response.
Yes. Also, you can find bios about Dingo and I. Yeah.
And eventually we will get
our
Shorty
audio
up there.
engineer, Shorty. Yeah. Our audio engineer, Shorty.
He's just got a really complicated background. I'm like, bitches, fuck, money, get. I'm trying to get it right, and I just can't get it in order.
Also, we upload every Wednesday, or at least we try to. We're still new. We're trying to get it down.
Yeah.
But I will leave you with this.
Uh-oh.
Question everything.
Oh, fuck.
Whilst you are questioning everything and you are going down your conspiracy holes, the luscious, beer-filled holes, and you come across something that hints towards anti-Semitism, stop there. There's no need to go further. I can already tell you what's going to happen. One, it will get deeply anti-Semitic.
So deep.
And 2, not all the time, but sometimes, it will lead you to a cult, and cults never end well. Just look at the poor bastard, QAnon Shaman. Why did I say Shannon? Shaman.
QAnon Shannon. You can call him that. It's all right. I'm okay with it. Guys, look, you know you can always come to us for the latest breakdown on anything that's going on in the government. You can always send us some questions at any one of our social media links, which are all on the website. Just please send us questions. I mean, we get questions every day. So many questions. We got to just slog through them. I mean, it's amazing. There's like, are you going to kill yourself today? Like, do you feel good when you look in the mirror? Like, all these just great questions from our fans.
Oh, Dingo, you should talk about the comment section of YouTube.
We have one?
Yeah.
Is it just automatic like that?
Yeah.
Do we have to activate it?
No.
Well, then get the fuck on YouTube, guys, and go make fun of us or something. Anyway, you guys are the best. We really appreciate that you listen to us, and can't wait for you guys to see Torn Hubs. You should see what Scrap did. I mean, it's amazing. I make him play me the intro every time I walk into this room. It's just so good.
And I know we detailed a lot today about the uncertainty of life and just how things not working or going your way all the time. But something that is certain is you. Even with the uncertainty in the world and everything that you face, your trials, your tribulations, know you are not alone. Feel free to reach out to anybody in the support industry that want to see you do good. Just go out there, be good to each other, love each other.
So hard.
So sexy the way Shorty's voice sounds.
God damn. I'm going to listen to that again, the rough edit, later tonight.
Anyways, like we always say,
thanks, Obama.
Let's get scratching.